Hey everybody, Daniel from Venza here for another reaction video. So glad you're here. I'm here in our Den Haag office in the Netherlands, and joining me as always, Sean Shields from our Atlanta office. Hey, Sean.
Hey.
All right. So today we've got in the hot seat an old friend from, it's been many years now we've known Sam. He's with our good friends at Sertifi. Sam, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, Sam Acheampong from Sertifi. I'm based here in London. I'm the Director of International Sales for Sertifi. And as a company, we provide a agreement platform to mainly hospitality businesses, helping them to close business faster, realize payments a lot quicker, whilst enhancing the guest experience. It's around e-signatures, e-payments, e-authorizations. Always around, always on the circuit. I'm willing to travel for food.
So great to have you, Sam, in the hot seat. You and I have known each other for a number of years, and I'm glad you're at our with Sertifi, our close friends there. So the way this works, we're going to share with you an article and get your raw reaction to it. So Sean, let's see what we got. So Sam, I imagine you've heard about this story. This is the American Airlines passenger that reclined and had the guy behind her was hitting her seats, and who's right, who's wrong. CIO of Delta Airlines recently got into hot water because he made a statement that was no statement at all, and it's about everybody's getting closer and closer on one another's space with a smaller less and less leg room, smaller seats. So who's right, who's wrong? What's your take on some of these unwritten rules about tourism and travel etiquette, Sam? What are your thoughts?
Well, I did see this when it came out, and I see both sides of the coin here, because when I'm on a flight, I always end up with the person that sits in front of me that reclines. I'm a very larger than life character, let's put it that way, but I also have very long legs. So I usually have issues with the person in front of me reclining, but then also I don't feel like this guy should have been doing this. I feel like at least a member of staff or cabin crew should have intervened in this situation, maybe try to move them around or something, It's a bit of a shame. Obviously, airplane etiquette is always a hot topic, especially when you travel for longer flights, especially. People taking their shoes and socks off and feet up in the air on the top of the seats and things like that. I've had that, and I will always say something. If I feel like somebody's foot is encroaching in my space.
Yeah. It just seems like this is a kind of a moment that could have escalated even more. People, if somebody's taking their fists and doing something, I would imagine that individual might feel threatened. That at the same respect, she decided not to bring her seat up. I don't know. I too don't recline, but it's unless there's no one behind me, of course. So
yeah, I mean, I think this really is a situation of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. There are obviously 2 adults here, and they're obviously both of them just being, I think they're being children about this situation. I think that's where it is. But yeah, you're very right. This could have ended up in a different way, with one or possibly both of them being arrested when the plane lands, because I mean, he's not punching the chair per se, but he's using his fist or his hand to push the chair, and that's just, you don't do that, and it begs the question, had it been me sitting in that seat, would he have done the same thing? I don't know, So So, but yeah, I mean, it's what he was doing is not on. She could have just unreclined, put her seat back up to the upright position, and the situation would have been different. I don't know how long the flight was. She could have asked to be moved. I think there was a number of things that could have happened differently here.
Yeah. But it certainly puts the staff into a situation where they have to respond to this.
Yeah, well,
there's a situation going on, and they're asking. She asked for the stewardess the flight attendant to intervene, and the flight attendant said, "Yeah."
So I've worked on and off in technology and in hotels operationally, and if I was a member of staff a situation similar to this was happening in a hotel, I would have to deal with it. I couldn't just say, because I could see I would need to look, further in advance to see how this situation may escalate in a bad way, and then try and mitigate that or try and preempt any issues here. So I think the staff should have been a bit more involved in trying to resolve this situation, be it that they ask him to stop, be it that they ask her to put the seat upright, be it that they try and see if they can swap seats with somebody or something.
Yeah. But you think about this from a hotel standpoint, these incidents, this is not happening in a vacuum anymore. She's got her phone. We're all seeing it. We're seeing it over and over and over again, right? It becomes viral. And so you think about, a hotel brand, a situation happens, and the staff get involved. Are they equipped? Do they know how to respond to that? Has there been training on that? And because something happening in the hotel lobby can become a viral video that in the worst possible way. The least advantageous way.
You're so right. So I've been in hotels for a number of years. I'm not going to say how many because that might give away my age. But back in the day, I've been in security, front office management, operations management. And very often back in the day, we used to get media training. What to say, what not to say, and so on and so forth. But now, and in those days, not everyone had a phone that they could live stream or whatever else. And I feel like now that media training has stopped.
Yeah.
But it should really be rolled out to everybody because, a receptionist might get into a situation where they need to be talking to a guest or deal with something, or maybe a waitress in a restaurant or in a bar. And they need to know that they could be on camera and they're at work. Yes, exactly. So, you're right. I mean, it's happened to me several times where, I've said something to somebody and they didn't like or they didn't agree and then, refuse them entry to the hotel or whatever. And then they start filming and, things escalate like that very, very quickly. So, I feel like the staff should have intervened here in a different way.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting topic. It's an interesting indication of the world we live in. Good stuff. Sean, anything to chime in?
To recline or not to recline? That is the question.
That is the question.
Whether it is nobler to consider the person behind you and just sit up straight and sleep. I don't know what to say, but I don't travel that much, so I'm sure all of the etiquette has completely changed. Culturally, in one part of the world, everyone's reclining. Culturally, somewhere in the other part of the world, reclining is like the biggest faux pas. Don't do it. Don't do it. So who knows? This guy probably thought she's doing the worst thing she could possibly do and recline. And all of a sudden, he's just in his mind, losing his mind, that this lady doesn't know you don't recline. So, who knows? But thanks so much, Sam. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching another reaction video. We will see you next time.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.